Presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined at the broadcast table by Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And as always, we'll hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. And that one's good. Green. Oh, Stan, this should be a fun one. A clash at the center position.
Yeah, and Kevin, the way the game has changed, we don't see these kind of big men matchups much anymore. And so it's great to see one where two great big guys going at it, and they're going to go after each other.
And Stan, you know what you're talking about. You've had the opportunity to coach some great big men.
Oh, I have. I had Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond. I seem to always have good centers.
Now, Green, following the miss by Julius Randle from deep. Here's Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
Oh, selfless play right there from Green. He's all about getting it to the open man.
Gobert, the screen. Conley into the lane. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Gobert. Outside Conley. A three-pointer off the mark. Pass to Brooks. And it's good off the back rim and in.
Inside, outside, mid-range. Brooks has the accuracy to make whatever look he gets work for him.
Outside Edwards. And the rejection by Smith. It's stolen by Edwards. Randle down low. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
They like Randle to be an offensive presence in the paint. They want him to be an option on every possession.
To the inside. Şengün with the bucket.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Edwards with the drive. Thompson with the rebound.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
And he makes that one.
With his athleticism, Green plays a lot bigger than his listed 6'4" height.
Here's Edwards. Basket good.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Rockets.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Pass to Randle. Clock at 6. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. They get the rebound. Gobert. And the layup's good off the glass.
And this is where you want Gobert to have the ball.
And it's Van Vliet with the ball for the Houston Rockets. In the corner, Tate with it. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist.
Well, hey, you give him some daylight, he can knock it down.
The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
Well, defensively, all eyes are on Edwards, and that creates opportunities for others.
In the corner, it's Whitmore. Back to Van Vliet. In the corner, it's Whitmore. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And this is crucial to Whitmore's development, wanting to continue to improve as a scorer.
Pass to Randall. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Conley. The Rockets pull it in.
Seems like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
The turnaround. And so the first quarter is in the books. Rockets lead by 5. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
The Timberwolves, 11.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
Yeah, it's the kind of offense every coach loves to see. Selfless and smart.
Pass to Reed. It doesn't go for him. Great defense that time from Şengün. Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Şengün GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. Reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game.
Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
Minnesota ball.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Alexander Walker with the ball. From the high post. The offensive rebound. Tries again. The shot by McDaniels, no good. Now the Rockets with it. There's Green with the 3. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Oh, the corner isn't always Green's spot, but we know he's got the skill to hit from there.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. To the left side wing. Outside Edwards. Back to Gobert. 5 on the clock. Timberwolves passing it around. Shoots from the baseline. Edwards can't hit. Rockets leading by 8. On the wing, Thompson. Pass to Brooks. They kick it out to Green. Green missing again.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Randall with the ball. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Randall's got 5. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
Here's Gobert. And too long on the shot. And it's Houston's ball. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Nice shot by Thompson.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
Out to the right wing. Unloads. The shot by McDaniels, no good.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball.
In the lineup for the Timberwolves, McHale.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. And the call will be against Julius Randle.
Minnesota.
That is his first foul of the game.
Julius Randle. First personal foul. First team foul.
And so it's Houston with it. 7-point differential. They kick it out to Green.
And, you know, you could see him bait him into that one. He was just waiting on that pass, and as soon as it came out of the post, he was all over it.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of this shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trailing here by 8.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Timberwolves trail by 10. And here's Edwards. He has 5. That one goes in.
Well, look, it's tough to keep Edwards out of the lane and tough to stop him once he's in there.
Thompson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Rockets shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you gotta look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
Back to Green. Pass to Thompson. And it's Brooks in the corner. From outside, off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 7. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And that one drops. Randall's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Now, here is Smith. Here's Green. Here's Şengün. And, oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of awareness. He recognized the situation.
And so it's the Houston Rockets bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. And we'll be right back after this. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Here's Şengün. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. 10 points for him.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Dillon Brooks. That is his first foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
Minnesota with the ball. 7-point differential. They get it again. Gobert. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
And good luck keeping Gobert off the boards. He has a tremendous nose for the ball.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Van Vliet. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Pass to McDaniels. Outside Edwards. And here's Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Not enough defense there. Allowing Randall to get that close is a recipe for disaster.
Timberwolves trail by 3. To the paint. Here's McDaniels. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Pass to Randall. And stolen by Eason. Here's Van Vliet. Still without a basket. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Rockets lead by 3.
And expect smart plays like that from Van Vliet. He is a clever floor general who knows how to create.
Conley for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Conley's got the game tied up here for Minnesota.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that. The defense will take that miscommunication. Not even close.
So both teams making some changes here. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What you got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. Last year, Coach, as you know, the Timberwolves making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that equaled their deepest run in team history, dropping that series to the Mavs. Minnesota has never been to the finals, one of 5 franchises who've yet to get there.
Minnesota in the lead. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
It's a scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Van Vliet looking around. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Pass to Tate. To the middle. And Adams with the slam.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Now, Alexander Walker. And the layup falls. Alexander Walker's got the lead up to 2 now for the Timberwolves.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Rockets have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. And free throw good from Eason. And so Eason nails both of them. There's 38 seconds left here in the third quarter. Randall right side. Eason grabs the board. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Şengün trying to free himself up. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
That's their second personal.
Free throw good, Green.
And once the G League took it to another level, Green skipped college, became the #2 overall pick in the draft, and that's really changed the landscape.
Edwards. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Here's Şengün. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Rockets ahead, up 3. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas.
Timberwolves 37.
3 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Rockets leading by 3. Thompson outside. Driving to the basket. Misses the baby hook. Fast break, Minnesota. Clark with it. He's picked up by Brooks. Back to Clark. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Alexander Walker on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Picked by Reed. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Green left side. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And 12 points for Jalen Green.
And we've seen this all night. Green with a wide range of ways to score. And boy, he just keeps coming.
Here's Reed. Great defense that time from Şengün. Here's Thompson. That's tipped. And he stays with it. Outside, Green. Second shot opportunity. Goes up again. Out to Thompson. And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul. Both teams will make substitutions.
Substitution on the court.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Green. Going inside. Gobert with the block.
And when Gobert is playing with this kind of aggression on that end, there aren't many better at defending.
Rockets ball. Here for your Rockets, number 20.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And the Rockets making a change here.
Minnesota ball. On to the floor for your Rockets.
Timberwolves trailed by 5.
Number 12, Stephen Randall.
Here's Randall. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team. Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
And here's Edwards from the arc. It's hauled in by Adams. Houston leading by 5. Down low. They kick it out to Green. A three-pointer, no good.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Thompson in the corner. Back to Green. Pass to Adams. Here's Smith. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And this is a statement bucket. If you weren't excited about Smith already, how about now?
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Both teams deciding to change it up. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, here's what Chris Finch went over with his guys during the break. Coach is not happy with that three-point battle. He told his team, we're down because they're making more threes than us. We have to defend the line if we're not making them at the other end. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Tenacious on that drive. Green using his speed effectively.
Here's Edwards. Here's Randall. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
Yeah, that's a nice hustle play, but boy, it drives a coach crazy to concede second chance points.
Inside, out to Thompson. Back to Şengün. On the wing, Green. Offensive rebound. Timberwolves trail by 6. Here's Conley. Beyond the arc. Rockets with the rebound. They've led by as much as 10. Thompson with it. Out defended by Randall. On the wing, Green. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Thompson. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line. That's on Jaden McDaniels.
And with his movement skills, Thompson routinely catches defenders out of position.
It's the first that makes
GG.
a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Conley with it. Over in the corner, Randall. Back to Conley. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Pass to Reed. It's stolen by Green. Here's Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Outside, Green. Smith for 3. That shot, no good. So we see the Rockets get the win here. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job.